live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Hello, welcome to Student News at 7. I'm Abby Tam.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Gabrielle Cassini.
If it feels like you've wasted hours of your life sitting in Columbia traffic, data shows you have. According to the EarTech's 2024 Global Traffic Scorecard, Columbia ranks 121st in the nation for traffic congestion. And the report found that last year alone, Columbia drivers lost 18 hours in congestion. Beyond wasted time, the report also estimates that congestion cost the average Columbia driver $322 last year. Looking globally, Columbia ranks 613th out of the over 900 cities studied. These numbers mirror South Carolina's growing population over the last several years, and ongoing road maintenance and construction to support the state's infrastructure needs. Regarding growth, data from the Federal Census Bureau found that South Carolina's population grew a little over 91,000 people in 2024. As for road construction, the Carolina Crossroads Project, a South Carolina Department of Transportation initiative to improve the I-20, 26, and 126 corridor, overlaps with the commute areas identified in EarTech's findings.
Moving to campus, USC's Student Senate has passed 4 pieces of legislation last Wednesday and big changes to increase lighting on the horseshoe and add a new University 101 section. After the Health and Safety Committee received concerns about poor lighting on the horseshoe at night, Senator Zoe Hopkins investigated and discovered the entire center of the horseshoe is unlit. This would improve overall safety of pedestrians on the horseshoe at night. The second piece of legislation regarding a new U101 section was proposed by Chairwoman of the Inclusion and Equity Committee. This section is specifically for first-year commuter students. The U101 office and advisors are looking forward to implementing this course to students. And elections are just around the corner for the USC student government. Our Delaney Flanagan has the names you should know before submitting your ballot. Delaney?
Yeah, that's right, Gabrielle. The student government candidates were all just released, and there are 9 people going for executive roles. Let's take a look.
Courtney Tax and Jordan Richardson are running together for president and vice president. David Hanau and Emma Connolly are also running for president and vice president together. And the new Palmetto Party has a candidate on the ballot this year with Bradley Gittins. Current Speaker of the Student Senate, Mara Hamilton, is seeking re-election with no opponents. Her running mate, however, isn't. Ashley Reynolds is going for treasurer against Eleanor McMakin and Lester Jr. Lewis.
SGTV will be live streaming the student government debate on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Delaney. Now we have Nicole here in the studio to tell us what's going on with the weather right now. Nicole?
Right now, temperatures are below freezing and they don't look to be getting any warmer for the time being, as we're going to be sticking in those lower 30s all throughout tonight, and even waking up tomorrow morning, you're going to be in those lower 30s, around 33, 34 degrees. And then it's going to start to warm it up a little bit throughout the day, but not going to get too warm. We're going to still be feeling some pretty cold temperatures. I don't see rain within the forecast for tonight or tomorrow, so clear skies out here tonight. So if you're looking for a clear night to go outside, you're good to go. But if you're not liking the cold, I would definitely stay inside. That's all I have for right now. Back to you, Abby.
Thanks, Nicole. A proposed bill in the South Carolina Senate could make it illegal to smoke in vehicles with child passengers. If caught smoking in a vehicle with children under age 12, violators could face up to a $100 fine. Senator Darrell Jackson of Richland County filed the bill last week. Jackson filed a similar legislation nearly 2 decades ago, which passed in the Senate. However, his push was defeated before the bill made its way to the governor's desk. According to the Center for Disease Control, a dozen states have a variation of a law banning smoking in vehicles with children. The CDC also finds that there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke. An exposure to children can cause respiratory infections, ear infections, and asthma attacks. Exposure can also lead to lung cancer.
In campus news, multiple renovations are underway at USC. A new pedestrian bridge is coming to Wheat Street, extending the current bridge many students use to cross when coming from Campus Village or Bates residential halls. The bridge will connect Campus Village and Athletic Village and the core of campus all together. The university claims this bridge will have students avoid crossing traffic from the Horseshoe up to Campus Village. While the intentions of this construction are positive, many students contend.
It is really annoying having a lot of construction. They've closed off the sidewalk that goes straight up. So sometimes I either go left after I go down the Campus Village stairs, and also coming into Campus Village, I have to go around a whole wall now.
Internal Communications Manager Colin Taylor sympathizes with the obstacles of this construction and says, quote, "We understand the inconvenience some of the active construction causes around campus. However, the end goal of this project is to improve walkability on campus." For the remainder of this project, USC encourages students to follow signals and plan ahead to allow themselves to safely navigate around construction zones.
Back in state news, earlier this month, the South Carolina State Board of Education removed 4 books from SC public school shelves. The banned books are The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, Flamer by Mark Curato, and Pushed by Sapphire. These titles were brought to the board after a Beaufort County parent challenged them for containing sexually explicit content. They now join 7 other books removed from SC public schools last year by the board. This action comes after regulation implemented last summer, which granted the state board the ability to ban books in state public schools rather than the school districts. The board governs the selection of materials and dictate what is age and developmentally appropriate and educationally suitable. But book bans are more than just administration decisions. They impact educators, librarians, and students alike. I spoke with Maddie Wood, a student at Presbyterian College who completed her capstone research on book bans, on her concerns as an aspiring educator.
I realized oh my gosh, these books may not ever make it into my classroom. When we try to focus on those few pages or those couple of chapters that have that explicit scene in them, we're really taking away a lot of what the students can learn.
And according to reporting from the Post and Courier, neither the initial hearing committee or the full board are required to read the books before voting on their removal.
What began as a tedious homework assignment for English class sparked the creation of a student organization. Cocky's Cleanup Crew, a volunteer-based club made up of about 30 students, aims to promote taking care of the environment by hosting monthly trash pickups around campus. Most cleanups take place in the Maxie Gregg Park. However, the club plans to expand other locations and organize carpools to go to 5 Points. For more information, students can follow the Instagram Cockies_cleanup_crew.
After the break, SGTV Entertainment has the story on a new play coming to campus.
Learn how 2 sisters navigate inheriting a valuable collection.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Katherine Naronis.
And I'm Duncan Maloney. Here's your weekly entertainment news. The play Maridius is set to begin this Friday night at Long Street Theater. The play is set to run for just over 2 weeks, with the finale being on Saturday, March 1st. The play follows 2 sisters who inherit a valuable stamp collection. When one of them tries to sell it off, the audience is opened up to the complicated and vicious world of stamp collectors. Tickets range for the show between $15 and $22. The stars were out on Sunday night as Saturday Night Live hosted their 50th anniversary special. The biggest stars of Saturday Night Live's cast throughout its history appeared at Radio City Music Hall for the big event that featured live performances of classic sketches. There is a South Carolina connection by the way of Chris Rock, the New York comedian who is originally from Andrews, just over an hour outside of Charleston.
Speaking of comedians, Don't Tell Comedy is coming to Columbia this Friday. Performing at 9 p.m. in 5 Points, there will be a mystery lineup. The main idea of Don't Tell Comedy is that you don't know who will be making you laugh until you arrive at the venue. They bring their shows to over 200 cities where they perform in secret locations. Previous locations have been cafes, museums, and park amphitheaters.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. The story of King Henry VIII's wives is also the storyline for the Broadway hit musical 6, which is making its way to the Koger Center for the Arts starting on February 26th. The acclaimed show features all 6 of King Henry VIII's wives, this time in a 21st century empowering way, as the wives look to inform, take on a new identity, and try to decide which of the wives will take the crown as the best. The show has a Tony Award for the Best Original Score for Music and Lyrics and debuted at #1 on the Billboard Cast and Album charts in 2021. Visit the Koger Center for the Arts website to learn more about tickets and showtimes.
You know, I've actually seen Six in New York on Broadway. It was fantastic.
It's an amazing show. Need to go see. You need to go see.
I would totally recommend going to Koger Center. You have to see it.
I might go every night.
I might go every night as well, if I can. This Saturday is the 20th annual statewide Black History Parade and Festival. The event starts at 1 p.m. at Martin Luther King Park. It's sponsored by Friends United as a Neighborhood Developmental Society Incorporated, also known as FUNDS. The parade's main focus is the celebration of Black History Month in the United States. The purpose is to educate, entertain, and celebrate. The Senate in downtown Columbia is drawing in up-and-coming musical artists. Young, viral, TikTok sensations are proving that it is possible to transition their online fame into successful music careers. This past weekend, 17-year-old country singer-songwriter Ty Myers performed at the Senate for a fully sold-out audience. People of all ages packed into the venue to hear Billboard's January Country Rookie of the Month. This upcoming Thursday, 19-year-old rapper Ian will be performing. Known for delivering top performances to electric audiences, it will be interesting to see what energy he brings to Columbia. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to thesenatecolumbia.com. A lot of the time, these shows in Columbia have fans waiting in line around the block before they start.
Hopefully this week the weather won't be too unbearable to stand around in.
Nicole, how is the forecast looking?
Well, I see cold temperatures sticking in your forecast and rain later on this week. And do I even see some snow? I'll have that for you tonight and more coming up after the break. Welcome back. Here's what those temps are looking like here tonight. We're sticking below freezing at 31, but here's some good news. We have clear skies, so if you're looking out to catch the stars, perfect night to do it. I would just very much bundle up, grab a sweater, even maybe a heated blanket, anything like that, because it is getting pretty chilly. We're sticking in below freezing temperatures tonight and some nights throughout the week, hitting even down to 21. So if you can imagine, it's going to get pretty cold. So maybe this week you might want to stay inside and bundle up because those temps are going to be dropping low. Now, possible snow north of us. We unfortunately will not be seeing any snow in our forecast here in Columbia. However, we're going to be seeing snow in the upstate, north of the upstate, closer to North Carolina, Tennessee. They could possibly get some snow here and there, but fortunately we won't be getting any here. We will be getting rain though. Come Wednesday, we're going to be seeing widespread rain in the area. So definitely make sure you're prepared for that. Now I know what you're probably thinking, Nicole, it's the sun's coming out. Nicole, it's raining, it might be snowing. What do I wear? Well, here's what to wear forecast. Tuesday, it's gonna be very cold. Grab a sweater, bundle up, maybe add some layers because it's gonna get chilly. Wednesday, everything you need, rain boots, umbrella, especially that umbrella because like I said, it's gonna be raining all throughout the day, starting at about 7 a.m. on Wednesday and ending around 1 a.m. on Thursday. So make sure you have that umbrella. And again, Thursday, layer up, grab a sweater because it's going to be cold. Here's what that 7-day is looking like. Rain on Wednesdays, temperatures sticking in the upper 50s to the mid 40s all throughout the week. And then as we go into the evening time, we're going to be seeing temperatures drop into the lower 20s, getting pretty cold, hitting 21 on Thursday, 25 on Friday. So definitely make sure that you're staying bundled up because it's going to be a pretty chilly week. Stay warm or even stay inside for this rest of the week. That's all I have for you right now. All the things in sports coming up after this.
Thanks, Nicole. After the break, SGTV Sports has the story on the opening weekend for Gamecock baseball. See how the team did while being led by a new head coach.
Welcome back to Student News at 7. I'm George Bagwell.
And I'm Calvin DeLude. Here's your weekly sports updates. South Carolina opened their baseball season this weekend with a series against Sacred Heart University. New head coach Paul Manieri succeeded in his opening weekend as they swept the Pioneers in 3 games. The Gamecocks' bats were hot, outscoring Sacred Heart 27-3, including a 14-0 run rule victory on Saturday. Saturday was also a big day for former head coach Ray Tanner, who is now the namesake for the Gamecock baseball field. Tanner led South Carolina to 2 College World Series championships in 2010 and 2011. His legacy will live on in every game played on Ray Tanner Field. The Gamecocks will carry this momentum with them to Rock Hill, where they face off against Winthrop on Tuesday. The Gamecock men's basketball team extended their losing streak in Gainesville Saturday night with an 88-67 loss to Florida. Jacoby Wright led the scoring for the Gamecocks with 13 points and 4 rebounds. With the losing streak now at 12 games, any hopes of sneaking into the March Madness tournament are quickly fading away. South Carolina track and field traveled to Clemson over the weekend for the Tiger Paw Invitational. Multiple Gamecock athletes turned heads in their respective events. Sophomore Jamija Ford set a global record for the season in the 200-meter with a time of 22:34. Centuria James also finished with a new personal best in the 200-meter, running at 23:42. James finished 14th at the event. South Carolina wraps up their season this weekend with the USC Invitational.
Gamecock women's basketball fell to number 7 UConn 87-58 at home on Sunday afternoon. Daisy Fudd was red hot from deep, but the Gamecocks offense never saw the same success. The blowout loss ended South Carolina's 71-game home winning streak. The team looks to start a new streak against Arkansas at Colonial Life Arena on Thursday. Ashley Chastain Woodard's first season in Columbia is off to a hot start. Through 10 games, Gamecock softball is an undefeated 10-0. 6 of those wins came via mercy rule, including 2 against Georgia State. Carly Shelton and Ariana Rhodey led the Gamecocks with 2 home runs apiece on the season. On the rubber, starting pitcher Jory Hurd is 4-0, with just 1 earned run given up in 22 innings pitched. The team has their next game tomorrow at home against North Carolina. 11 former Gamecock football players received invitations to the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. The event serves as a platform for prospects to showcase their skills before the NFL Draft. Notable invitees include Nick Emanwari, Kyle Kennard, and Rocket Sanders. After the break, SGTV News has the story on a colorful creature spotted in South Carolina.
Finally, tonight on Student News at 7. Valentine's Day may have just ended, but a swamp creature in Little River, South Carolina looks like he's already celebrating Halloween. Photographer Dan Krieger is no stranger to wildlife in his backyard, but when he spotted a 9-foot-long orange alligator, he knew he had to snap a pic. The gator, nicknamed Gary, isn't the only creature sporting an orange coat this winter. The orange skin is a result of reptile brumation, a phenomenon that is also common in turtles. Similar to mammal hibernation, brumation is a process for reptiles to survive winter conditions. Their metabolism slows down, they become lethargic, and don't eat. The key difference, reptiles still drink water during brumation. So, where does the orange tint come from? On chilly days, alligators like Gary will create mud holes to stay warm, hence the orange skin. So, Gabrielle, no hate to Gary, but who's going to tell him that nobody looks good in orange?
Somebody better tell him, because we know that as Clemson fans, and we are not taking that.
Yeah, well, you know, good thing I'm not a sports journalist. You know? All right, well, that'll wrap up tonight's Student News at 7. You can keep up to date on all of these stories and more by visiting our website and following us on Instagram and YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Student News at 7.
We'll see you next week. From all of us here at SGTV, we hope you have a great night, Gamecocks. Forever to thee.